Hey there, fellow art lovers and fans of all things painted. Welcome back to my regular viewers, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm Cal, and it's great to have you here. It's the second day of Spooky Month, and today we're going to paint a magic ritual. My first step was to design the magic seal we'll put on the grind. I used the dual axis symmetry tool to help with this, and tried a few designs before settling on the one I'd use. Then it was time to move on to sketching in our figure. She'd be wearing a long flowing robe with hanging sleeves, but I always sketch out the figure on its own first, so I'm not having to guess what way the fabric would fall across the chosen pose. Her head is tilted back as she chants the incantation, which is an interesting angle to try and paint, and a little bit more difficult. I wanted to have her eyes in shadow to add to the mystery factor. She's wielding a ceremonial knife whose purpose I left intentionally unclear. I wanted to make the motivations of the ritual very ambiguous. Whether you think it's a ritual for good or ill is entirely up to you. Which do you think it is? Now for the various other ritual paraphernalia lying around. I used a copy of the magic seal I made earlier to stick in the book using the distort transformation tool, and bunches of herbs lie alongside the crystals at the four corners. The crystals are acting as sort of power cells, storing and emitting the magical powers at work here. I also added some candles for some extra light. At first I was going for a green cast to everything here, but quickly decided I'd much rather have purple as the main color. It's a very mystical but neutral in alignment color. I had in mind to have the seal be made of some sort of powder, distributed along the intricate lines with a deft hand, so I made the outline slightly bumpy. I stuck to purple, a more vivid one this time for the crystals so they wouldn't meld with the seal too much. And now for the magic itself. These magical energies were made using the outer glow layer style with a purple glow to it. This would allow me to see in real time how the glow would look around different shapes as I drew, without having to wait till the end and just hope for the best. I used a dark background to really make the magical energies pop. Then it was time for shading. I built up the shadows in under her hood, but added some stark, almost white highlights to her throat where most of the light was hitting. I repeated the same process for her hands, keeping in mind where the light was coming from and where would be in shadow. I made a few minor tweaks to the front of the robe to see what would look better, and added some teeth to her gub. No gummy witches here. I also gave her some hair trailing out from under her hood, as she looked a little unfinished in that regard, before moving on to her robe, giving it black shadows around the edges where the light doesn't reach, and some brighter purples at the front where the light strikes it most strongly. I worked on the props, one at a time, and added some shadows to the candles. The light source here was central, so I had to bear that in mind when casting the shadows. I painted in and shaded the bundles of dried herbs all at once and on one layer, as there wasn't an awful lot to them. I added some shadowy details in at the edges so the background wouldn't be a flat color with just a vignette. A circle of light around the ritual anchored the whole thing in place so it wouldn't just look like it was floating in space. And we're done. I wanted this piece to be pretty striking, and I'm hoping I've achieved that. Let me know what you think.
If you enjoyed what you just watched, please be sure to leave the video a like and subscribe and ring the bell to see more content. If you want to support my art, you can find a link to my Ko-fi in the description. And if you want to get straight into some more art, you can go and watch this video for my latest content. Or this one for something random.